Sounds like he can't hold a job. Hello, welcome to Sound and Fury Book Reviews. As usual, I'm Tina. Today I'm doing something really fun that I really love to do. I haven't done this in a while. So this is where I go through a stack of classic sci-fi books and I basically just read you the back covers and we have a laugh because some of these back covers are absolutely wild. Some of these I will be reviewing in a short while. But every year around my birthday, we go to this lake kind of thing. It's a lake. We go to the lake. Anyway, so near the lake, there is a town. And in the town is a small used bookstore. And this small used bookstore has a colossal stack of classic science fiction. And given I'm probably the only person that buys any of them, every time I go in, the guy gives me like 3 or 4 for free. He looks at my stack. He's like, just take these ones. And I'm like, yeah. So I go there every year. And every year I buy a stack of classic sci-fi. And so I'm going to read them to you. And as you know, I love these old books. I'm making fun of them in a loving way. Let's start. M.A. Foster, The Day of the Klesh. I don't know if the Klesh is the man or the little monster that he has in his lap. His name was Mur, and he was hired out on an alien vessel to see the universe. There were Lur aboard the vessel, transmuted humans who were partial supermen, and specifically there was the Lur girl Flirdstar who had a mission. I'm struggling with pronouncing stuff today. When Lur and Flirdstar were marooned on the world called Monsolvat, they were confronted by a planetary enigma involving time and space. For Monsolvat had myriad human species, all alien to each other, and all in all of the mystery, capital M, that dominated their isolated planet. I don't know what that means. L. Neil Smith, The Nagasaki Vector. Oh, this seems in poor taste. The God That Failed. To his bosses at the Oakskart Memorial Academy, he was Captain Bernard M. Grunblum, Temporal Division, just another time traveler. But to the aliens from Yagamuchi, he was literally God. So if Bernie was going to medieval Japan, they were too. Well, 3 of them. It was supposed to be a routine historical survey, but things livened up when a mutiny knocked Bernie off course. With disillusioned aliens for a crew and a brig full of murderers, Bernie knew getting home would be tough. And that was before the time machine disappeared. I am very curious about this. What year is this? I need to know because the year sometimes depends on how good it is. If this is anything from like the late 80s, it's probably going to be 83. We'll see. I'm putting that in my to read pile, but I still think that's in bad taste. Gordon R. Dixon, Hour of the Horde. Spoiler alert, I'm going to be reviewing this soon. Look at the cover. That's why I bought this one. Annihilating everything before it, a horde of monstrous space travelers were advancing through the stars, and Earth lay in their route. To defend their home planets, the worlds that lay in the path of the monsters created a super defense force, asking each planet to contribute one especially talented warrior to help turn the invaders away. Miles Vander was Earth's man, but when he arrived at the rendezvous point, he found that he was included in a special task force of the less civilized defenders. But in the contest of advanced nuclear weaponry and computer strategy, it turned out to be Vander's group that had the special independent qualities and the raw courage to meet the challenge of the most effectively. Good for you, Vander. This my kids bought for me. Stephen Amesbury, Final Assault. It's warped. It's all like bent. Successfully completing a suicide mission in the Forbidden Quadrant, the battlecruiser Implacable returns to home base and finds Fleetops in turmoil. Commodore Jaquel Trelana is stripped of his command. The Implacable is impounded and her crew thrown into detention. Thousands of light years away, the 2 Terrans, Harrison and Thal, is this like a sequel? Harrison and Thal are engaged in deadly combat with the powers of Terra 2. The divisional portal is sealed and they are stranded on the wrong side. A devastating force of AI battle globes is in the final stages of preparation, ready to invade and conquer human-occupied space. In a desperate bid for survival, humanity must regroup, calling forth men and machines of the Lost Empire, for nothing short of a miracle will save them from the final assault. Is this a sequel? It must be. Oh my god. It's like warped. I can't even open it. Oh. The Battle for Terra 2, the AI War, and this is Final Assault. Okay, so I gotta find the Battle for Terra 2 first, I guess, though that probably spoiled most of it. Cage a Man by F.M. Busby. I will not be caged. 4 gray walls, floor and ceiling. This had become his universe. This and the Demu, silent watchers, prodding and pushing tyrannical teachers, chaining one's mind. I will not be tamed, his mind cried out, and Barton began to will his way to escape, for he had a world to protect and a great vengeance to take. But the Demu were the most powerful enemy, and if Barton failed, the Demu would make Earth pay the price. What? The Demo had conquered the starways, but could they keep an Earthling caged? I don't know. I just love that this image doesn't explain who that woman is at all. Yes. Dre Prescott, something I'm missing. There's a price in the way. Werewolves of Cregan, the first novel of the Witch War cycle. That's cool. Oh. Who wrote this then? Dre Prescott. I don't understand why his name is like... Oh, it says by Dre Prescott. As told to Alan Burt Akers. Is this supposed to be like a faux memoir? Who is it copyrighted to? Okay, it's copyrighted to Dre Prescott. I'm very confused by this. Anyway, I love the cover. I love this. You know, the kind of romance books I like is definitely on board with that. Dre Prescott is an Earthman, seaman, and soldier brought across 400 light years to a planet of Antares. The Star-Lords, a race advanced beyond our ken, needed him on that world called Cregan. Now having at last returned to his home empire, to his wife and his friends, Dre was to learn that the vengeance of his defeated enemies had launched a final assault. Final assaults today. With 9 occult curses against Valila and all that Dre held dear. The first curse, the plague of murderous werewolves. You start with that one? Took Dre by surprise. How could it not? Could his valor and courage, though tempered on the battlefields of alien suns, stand up against an unprecedented onslaught of warring witchcraft? I have to read this one. I'm so interested. Donald Moffat, The Jupiter Theft. I don't know what's going on in this book. First I was distracted by these aliens that look like those guys from Men in Black. And then there's the man in the bubble in a bag. He's in like a Ziploc. Runaway World. Within hours after the Lunar Observatory picked up the strange new X-ray source in Cygnus, the disastrous picture was clear. An immense object was hurtling towards the solar system at nearly the speed of light, and its intense radiation would surely wipe Earth free of all life within 6 months. There was nothing anyone could do. Then, incredibly, the rogue that had appeared out of nowhere suddenly changed its trajectory and stopped in the area of Jupiter. And that was flatly impossible. What? Haha. What's this one? Oh, Andre Norton. Moon of 3 Rings. Nice. I love Andre Norton. Look at this one. This picture makes total sense when you read the back. I remember this one. See, I don't remember most of these back covers, but I remember this one. At the time of the Moon of 3 Rings, the galactic trade ship Letus lands on the planet Yictor. On Yictor, Crip Vorland, a junior crew member, seeks amusement at a beast show. He is strangely attracted to the owner of the show animals, a delicate, mysterious woman, Malin. When Vorland is kidnapped by a combine seeking to control the planet, he learns too well the nature of Malin's sorcery. She transforms him into a wolfish creature, in which form he retains his own soul. Between them, Crip and Malin, they spin an eerie tale of dreams and visions, of metamorphosis and extrasensory perception, of timelessness and limitlessness. The primitive world of Yictor, evoked from myth and legend and ingeniously fused with the future, will be entered most receptively by readers acquainted with medieval heroes and mysticism. Even the singing prose rings with the cadence of literary literature. Or legendary literature. So this is just a review on the back. It doesn't actually tell you what it's about, but it sounds awesome. Keith Laumer, Catastrophe Planet, just like our planet. The Earth was in shambles after the final quake had leveled the cities. For Mal Irish, the last hold on reality was the embossed gold coin he had taken from the pocket of the dead man. The man who, with his last breath, had told him of the mastodons buried in ice and men who weren't human. Once in possession of the coin, Mal found himself on a mysterious quest which led him to discover ancient stranger things. The girl who spoke the language of another world, whom I'm assuming is a woman and whom he gets with, we'll see. The city under the ocean floor, and the deadly little men who followed him. He was in the power of something beyond his understanding, and he meant to find out its source before it put him to its own unfathomable uses. Do you think this is like a leprechaun story, given the gold coin and the guy's last name and all of this stuff? Couple more here. Oh yeah, Lester Del Rey, Police Your Planet. Look at this cover. Classic, woman holding on to the man with a gun situation. My daughter doesn't like this picture. She says it's scary. I'm like, yeah, police with too much power is scary. Exile from Earth. Bruce Gordon was an ex-fighter, ex-gambler, ex-cop, ex-reporter, and now he was an ex-patriot of Earth. Sounds like he can't hold a job. Security shipped him to Mars with a knife, 100 credits, and a yellow card that meant no return. And from then on, he would take care of number 1. Sounds like he was doing that already. But in Marsport, nothing was that simple. Here, the vices of Earth seemed tame and insipid. When he bought a commission in the Marsport police force, he found that graft was not only a fine art, but the official Martian way of life. So he joined the system. And then he met Sheila, who was out for blood. His Sheila. Go, Sheila, go. James White. Lifeboat. More people in bubbles. Disaster! The passengers were the usual varied lot, some nervous, some boisterous, some smart aleck, some quiet. The ship's medical officer was brand new and didn't anticipate having to do much more than take care of a few queasy stomachs and bruises among his charges from learning how to handle weightlessness. It was a routine trip, and so was the safety drill, until the disaster call went out. I love ones like that where you're like, I don't know what's going to happen in this one because it could be anything. And what rough beast? That's from Yeats, right? Second Coming? I don't know. She is Lith. LTH. I'm just going to say Lith. Huge, legendary, mystical. She was given an awesome task and the awesome powers to carry it out, but now she's horribly alone. He is Slick, the largest, most complex computer on Earth. He is sentient and he is hungry, and his plans do not include the puny human race. Did they get together? How does she get together with a computer? I really hope this happens. Their combined quests culminate in the most bizarre hunt in history as a computer tracks down Lith, a creature beyond its comprehension. Only two people have some idea who or what Lith is, but they will never be the same again, and neither will the world. This is a good haul. I'm very excited with all of these. So I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Yeah, I love searching through the stacks for these old books. And I mean, there's hundreds of them, right? So how do you choose? And I avoid like the big names. Like I'm not a Heinlein fan. I don't like Heinlein. You know, I have a bunch of Asimov, a bunch of Clark on my shelf, but I'm like, and I mean, I love Andre Norton, but I try to pick names that I've never heard of. I try to pick titles and like wild covers and wild concepts. Oh, you know, what a time to be alive when these all came out. And I mean, and now I get them all for $4 each, you know. They should be like $1, but whatever. I'm happy to support small bookstores. And Value Village and thrift stores tend to have some too. But I found some finds at those. Like I found, oh, didn't I get another one? Oh yeah. I found a really cool like first edition. I don't know if this is a first edition, but it's a pretty early edition of Dark Companion, and this has both of them. Yeah, though this is a 2005 one, but I just thought it was so cool because it has both the books in it. Now I've read Dread Companion. I didn't read Dark Companion, so you can check out my review of that on there. But I saw this and it was like, I think it was $4, and I was like, yeah, I could buy this. I love the old hard copy one. I have a bunch of them up here on the very top. I have the hard covers. Yeah, someday I'll do a library tour and I'll show you all of this. But anyway, thanks for checking out this stack, and let me know which one I should read. I have a few, you know, on my. Oh, there's so many of these that sound so good. Anyway, you'll have to see.